yeah, you know what, you're not playing along and your ESG score isn't high enough and you're not doing enough to protect the environment, so we're not going to let you buy any fuel this week, or we're not going to let you go shopping at the grocery store, because when you try to buy something at the grocery store, it's just not going to work. Your digital dollars can't be spent there. Hey guys, Richard here, Down Grit Survival, coming back at you. So Toby and I are headed out for a Scooby snack. We're taking a break from making some videos today, and just put out a video about some super great deals about some prepping gear for Black Friday. A lot of stuff on sale. Go check that video out, and you know, pick up some stuff. You know, now's the time to do it. This is the season. So a couple things I want to just bring up, talk about for a minute. You know, I released a video a few days ago talking about you know, the 2 missiles that landed in Poland. I speculated about, you know, what could be going on, and as I mentioned in the video, you know, I knew more information would come out about it in the coming days, and we kind of figured out maybe what was going on. And at the time, you know, just all we knew was 2 missiles landed in Poland, and we didn't know what to expect. You know, we didn't know if that was the start of something, if it was just an accident. Well, you know, if you've been following the news much, it doesn't sound like it was an accident at all. In fact, it sure looks like Zelensky himself was trying to get something started. And, you know, the depth of the corruption between our government and Ukraine, I don't think we'll ever know the full depth of the corruption that's going on. And it just makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder a lot of things. What the heck is going on? You know, here we are. We've sent out just tens of billions of dollars. I can't even keep track how much money we've sent to this guy to fight off the Russians. You know. And all along, the government here in the United States has been poking that bear, just like they're wanting to get something going. And now Zelensky himself, you know, is just making all these accusations and making up these lies, talking about, you know, false flags and somebody setting off a dirty bomb and various things. Where are you going, bear, buddy? I don't know if you caught that on camera, but Buddy Boy decided he was going to hop back up here, and he about hurt himself. Come on, over there. But yeah, just some of the things that have been going on, it's crazy. And to think that he'd lob missiles over to Poland in an effort to try to get World War III kicked off. You know, if they're willing to do that, it shows you they're willing to do just about anything. They want this war badly. And I don't know if it's that he's just really trying to get other people involved to help ward off and, you know, fight off the Russians. It just makes you wonder if that's it or if it's something more. Here's something else. And, you know, and this is all tied together. This is all part of it, probably. Did you see what happened a few days ago at the G20 summit? The G20 is where all, you know, 20 of the biggest, not biggest, largest, most powerful countries come together, and they talk policy, and they talk trade, and they talk environment, and they talk things that, you know, that affects everybody. And so they get out there and you know, they're having this conference like they do I think they do it every year, right? And who are the 2 guest speakers that they have out there talking and preaching to them? You know, Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab is the founder of the World Economic Forum, and he's out there talking about the need for the Great Reset and really pushing and telling them this is what you need to be doing, and this is how it's going to affect, and this is how it's going to change the world, and you know, the world as you know it now is going to end, and this is what he's telling all these elected officials from around the world. And he's not an elected official. Bill Gates certainly isn't an elected official. And they're out there teaching and telling elected officials, our representatives, what they need to be doing and how to change things. And so you got to back up a little bit, like I alluded in a video several months ago. You know, Ukraine and everything that's going on there is all probably part of it. It's all part of, you know, turning off the oil and causing economies to crash and you know, just causing all this mayhem. They want war because they know it's a way for them to be able to hit that reset button and say, oh, okay, now it's time, you know, things are so bad, now it's time for us to make a change and do things differently. And then we're stuck in the Great Reset, where we own nothing and we will like it, where, you know, they control all the money and they control, you know, one world government. So who knows who's going to be in charge? It's probably going to be China, because everybody seems to want to be communist. It's just, speaking of that, speaking of the economy, that's another one. Did you hear what they're doing now? They're testing the digital dollar. So I don't know, several big banks and different corporations, different folks, they've decided they're going to get together and test the digital dollar out to see how that works. Well, we know how well it worked for that last digital currency platform. It was a great money laundering scheme, so maybe that's why they're trying to push it so hard. It's going to be a lot easier for them to either launder money or just, you know, digitally increase their wealth, increase their bank accounts, and much easier to take money out of your bank account, and much easier to control you and me, because when we don't go along with the global health certificate that they're trying to push right now, that came out of the G20 meeting too. You know, if you don't get your shots, well, we're just going to turn off your bank account, and all your digital dollars will be frozen, and or to be, yeah, you know what, you're not playing along and your ESG score isn't high enough and you're not doing enough to protect the environment, so we're not going to let you buy any fuel this week, or we're not going to let you go shopping at the grocery store, because when you try to buy something at the grocery store, it's just not going to work. Your digital dollars can't be spent there. You know, these are the kind of controls that they want to have in place, and this is the kind of control they will have if we go to a digital dollar. I don't know what to tell you. It's just craziness continues. And now we're just on a rant. This is a video about everything. Let's take a look now at some of the things that have happened where there's been absolutely no accountability. None. You know, we know about this money laundering scheme that just broke last week. You know, who knows if there's going to be an investigation into that or not? Probably not, unless the Republicans get control of everything. You know, just looking back at, it's now really coming out. I saw a headline today about Joe Biden and the Hunter Biden business. You know, that's really starting to come to a head, and people are really starting to realize, oh yeah, look at this. Daddy-O was getting 10%, and he was involved in Hunter Biden's business. Well, we knew this all along. It's just stuff that didn't come out. It's been hushed, and the media wouldn't talk about it. But hey, the elections are over, so there's going to be a lot of things that come out right now. What happened to the Pelosi story? What happened to Paul Pelosi and him poking around with some guy with a hammer that wanted to clobber him in the head? And what was up with that? That story died quickly after it changed 3 or 4 times. You know, we don't know what really happened there. Not that I care. It's none of my business. That's his private business. But you know, it did affect the Speaker of the House, and clearly there was some cover-up going on. So, therefore, I would kind of like to know what happened. Not in detail, but you get the idea. Look at all the corruption that was taking place since last week, since the midterms. Did you hear some of the stories that came out about that? There's a place up in New Hampshire, and I don't have exact numbers here. I'm just roll with it with me. There's a place in New Hampshire where there was a small town of like 600 people or something, but the Democratic person that was running out there got 1,200 votes, and then the Republican person that was running got like 200 and something, some small number. You know, things like that, just it doesn't work. The math does not work, and that's just not how. That's just not. And there's more than one instance of that. There was a couple instances where there were more votes cast than there was population of the township or the city or the town, and votes are being changed, and you saw there was a video that came out the Gateway Pundit had this video where they had poll workers sitting in front of the machine as it was closing at the end of the day. Things were closing out, and all of a sudden the total number of people that used that machine that day started racking up by a couple hundred. And you saw the video, and you heard people in the background, the other poll workers, talking about their machines that they were standing at were doing the same thing. What's going on? I got to pull over here for a quick second. They were saying, what's going on? You know, all these things are, you know, the numbers are increasing, and they couldn't understand it. You know, if only 600 people used that machine that day, and they got a log where they're kind of keeping track of it, and they know. And now all of a sudden, the machine is showing there's 800 or 900 people used it that day. What's up with that? And that's just one or two examples of some of the things that were going on this past week. You know, look what happened in Arizona. Carrie Lake, it was a sure win for her. It was a sure win. That didn't happen, did it? That didn't happen. It's no surprise. No surprise to me. It shouldn't be a surprise to you. And I said this 2 years ago. I said they did it once and they're getting away with it. I said that's just how it's going to be. Now I am surprised. I am surprised that somehow the Republicans got control of the House. That is a bit of a surprise. Did not see that one coming. But then again, all the seats haven't been tallied up either, so they might be, you know, stalling. It's taken over a week now for them to count, and it could be that they're just trying to figure out a way to make this work so that they can ensure that they keep that as well. Who knows? But supposedly the Republicans have it now. So I don't know, guys. What's this mean? How do you tie all this into prepping? Well, it's got everything to do with prepping. We are prepping today because of those kind of things I just talked about. We're prepping because of the environment that we now live in that has been imposed upon us by our leaders. Because it's their decision. They don't represent us. It's their decision. It's the acts that they're taking that puts us into the position that we're in today, where we've got financial crisis, we got food shortage crisis, we got energy crisis, we got impending war, we got diseases and lockdowns and shutdowns, and just it continues. So that's why we prep. That's why I prep. That's why I really got into prepping a few years ago. That's probably why a lot of you got into prepping just a few years ago. I know that's the fact because a lot of you have told me so. And that's why we have new preppers joining the community all the time, because a lot of people are waking up saying, wow, I had no idea. And they're starting to realize just how bad things really are. Don't be scared. Just be aware and alert and take action. Do something about it. Prep. That's about the only thing we can do right now is prep. Anything else we can do, we can't really discuss on this channel, and people come knocking. And I'm not advocating for anything other than peaceful protests. You see what's going on in Brazil? Those people took it to the streets. They're not having it. That election was corrupt too, and they were proving it. And the people said, not happening. And we're talking millions of people are in the street right now. And apparently they got the military on board. So the military is, sounds like the military at least, is on board with the people, which is how it's supposed to work. That's how it's designed here as well. But, when you got people that just following orders, and the orders that are being given are from the woke crowd at the top that are part of the Biden regime, then they're not going to take any action, right? So it kind of leaves it all up to us as individuals, right? We just got to keep doing the best we can with what we've got, and until we can't do that anymore, then we got to do something else, whatever that might be. Hey, that's it for this video. This is a long rant talking about a lot of different things. I'll see you in another video real soon.